Hey everybody. So our question is, what is the number one trap that you do that leads to disconnection with your clients? Well, one of these traps that we were reading about, I have experienced recently, and so I have fallen into it a bit. So it is the premature focus trap, and this is in our Miller and Rolnick book, Motivational Interviewing. I'm just going to read a little portion here on page 42. It says, the trap here is to persist in trying to draw the person back to talk about your own conception of the problem without listening to the client's broader concern. A struggle may ensue regarding what should be discussed. Indeed, in the person's mind, the counselor's concern may be a relatively small part of the picture, and it may not be clear whether and how this is related to the person's larger life issues. So, what happened with me pretty recently was that I met a patient, for the first time, and this patient lives with their extended family. So, the whole family was at the table, several people, along with the person who was my actual patient. So, we're having a conversation. I go in with all of my information and I just start in with what I think might be the most important thing for this patient. And so, in my premature focus trap, I start my spiel. We're working on things. In my mind, I was focusing on financial issues with this patient. They were pretty significant and appeared to be, from what I had read prior to meeting them, one of the largest problems. However, after I started talking and giving my spiel, the family members, one in particular, was really concerned, thinking that my main concern was getting payment for this patient's outstanding medical bills. And that is not my concern. I don't work in billing. My job is to advocate for patients, not collect money. So I stated that, but apparently not very clearly. And so this family member was really concerned and was getting a little more agitated and was really distrustful of me. And so it was a pretty difficult conversation for a while. And I had to stop and I put everything down and I said, hold up a minute. I think we need to back up and just clarify some things. And so we had to rework through it. The primary concern for this family at this point was not anything to do with finances. Their primary concern in that moment had to do with medications and their inability to get their medications. So, I had to put on my brakes, put it in reverse, go a different direction, talk about medications, and work on assisting them with the medications they needed. Uh, and that really helped to build some trust with this family, especially this person who was very hesitant to talk to me at first, anyway. So I am going to work really hard to not fall into that trap. Sometimes when I read through a patient's chart and notes other people have have written before I become involved, I have this notion in my head of what needs to be the most important thing. And that's not my decision. That is the patient's decision. So, anyway, thank you all. Have a great night.